Hi, everyone. Thankful to have you with us on this Tuesday, the 12th. Got a little sunshine going out there, working a little bit to get temperatures up. We've got temperatures continuing to climb, and rain chances will go right along with them. We'll peak at around 73 degrees by this Thursday, 68-degree day tomorrow. Tomorrow's the keeper of the bunch. Thursday looks to be more wet than it is warm. Well, or probably close to the same. A lot of both. We'll get your updated forecast, which also has more clouds than sun tomorrow, but still dry temperatures in the 60s and no complaints. I've got an updated forecast for you that, of course, will also carry us through early next week, where we're looking at a pretty decent run of some nice dry and mostly sunny weather. Temperatures mild, close to mild. We'll leave it at that for now. I have a great deal of news not ready to air tonight. The Johnson County Fiscal Court met last night, as did the Paintsville City Council. We'll get to the council coverage tonight. We'll touch briefly on Governor Bevin squaring off with the Kentucky Education Association and Kentucky teachers again, and what's happening in Frankfort. Another update on the former Sagersville man who is still in federal custody for charges related to sexual assault of a child or children in Cambodia, and much, much more before I leave you. Right now, let's go ahead and jump right to tonight's coverage of last night's Paintsville City Council meeting. Just a few minutes to cover a few important discussions that were contained therein, and a couple actually centered around the same general topic of the Paintsville sewer system and recent flooding. Following payment of the bills, the city's attorney read a continuity of business ordinance, which would essentially designate Councilwoman Sarah Blair to act in the capacity of mayor in times of or in states of emergency when the mayor was unavailable, to which the council approved. And then the mayor addressed what he called the hole behind City Hall.
The hole in behind City Hall where we tore the building down. That is property that, make sure I say this right now, Mr. Baldwin, property on Paint Creek that is adjacent to the old Terry Office Supply Building. I need for council to consider the transfer of that property for a sum of money.
You mean they're gonna give us money?
$5,000, yes.
And they're gonna clean that?
It's, we're done with it, they're gonna clean it up and we get the money.
I'll make that motion if that's what you want.
If we're getting money, I think so.
All in favor? Opposed?
From there, Attorney Baldwin then went on to read a resolution for the application of a utilities grant, which would essentially install sewer lines connecting the city of Paintsville to the Honey Branch plant in conjunction with other entities, including the Fiscal Court and the Paintsville Utilities, lessening the burden on one part of the system and then adding more usage to another.
Whereas the Paintsville wastewater treatment plant is currently operating over capacity and is under a sewer sanction and cannot issue any new sewer taps in its service area. Whereas the Honey Branch wastewater treatment plant is operating at approximately 30% capacity and will operate more efficiently with the addition of the diverted waste. Whereas the proposed project will free up capacity at the Paintsville wastewater treatment plant. Whereas the implementation of the proposed project will create economic development opportunities, now therefore the city of Paintsville, Johnson County Fiscal Court, Paintsville Utilities, Paintsville Johnson County Economic Development Authority intends to make application to collectively or individually as deemed necessary to the Kentucky Power Economic Growth Grant.
The council went on to unanimously approve that resolution with the understanding that they were under no financial obligation, but rather they were seeking funding, grants, and by working with other entities such as the Fiscal Court, that they had a better chance of getting those funds. And the topic of the city's sewer system would also come back up in a later discussion during the meeting pertaining to the recent flooding and heavy rains that Johnson County saw. I'll get to that in just a second. But first, a couple of other statements from the mayor, who strongly encouraged residents to be proactive in Paintsville's appearance.
We are respectfully asking people who own vehicles and property in this city to get them cleaned up. That's as good as I can put it.
And now, is this on all city properties?
Yes,
including the housing authorities.
I don't know that we got any control over the housing authority. We have to check on that,
Dottie,
Miss
do we?
Sarah.
I know there's quite a few up there, used to be a bunch up at the high rise, and there is some over on Sixth Street, I know too. Do we oversee that too, Dottie?
No, I think all we do is appoint board members. That's all we do as a council, Miss Sarah.
And after some more discussion, the mayor and council were all in concert that there's just no excuse for the litter, that they still have to continue to clean up around Paintsville. And believe me, we understand here too, Mayor Runyon. It's a situation that's ongoing in the city of Sagersville as well. No respect. With that said, let's go back to the sewer system issues in Paintsville. With recent flooding, the city council and the mayor talked about several houses being flooded on Court Street after water not rushed in but backed up through the drains of those homes in lines that were part of the recent I&I project that was just completed in Paintsville in the past several months, where linings were installed in existing lines to open them up and get runoff and waste to its proper place. But a lot of homes, including that of Councilwoman Sarah Blair, saw thousands of dollars in damages after the water backed up into them. A serious issue for a lot of residents, causing serious damages. They were today running a dye test and a smoke test to try to find the answer, and while they're still awaiting that determination, the mayor foresees possibly an even bigger problem or issue on the horizon: a continued freeze on any new water or sewer connections, which would hinder growth in the city of Paintsville.
You know, we sit up here as a council, and
And we did that, yes, yes, we did.
if we didn't know about the tap freeze is what I'm saying. So that right now, that's my biggest concern, and I know these guys concerned about it too, is that when are we coming off the tap freeze? We don't want to have restaurants come into this city and say,
We can't come in.
you know, can we build a restaurant in the plaza, and then all of a sudden they're told that they can't have a tap.
And we've got a tap freeze on right now.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest concern as a mayor. When are we coming off the tap freeze? And I've talked with Mr. Pack, me and Mr. Pack talk all the time, and I told him, and I'll say it again, I don't understand why this resolution we just approved, I don't understand why that wasn't done first and this one done second. Now,
I agree. Amen.
And that'll wrap up coverage of this meeting, with much more local governmental coverage to come this week. The Johnson County Fiscal Court met last night, and I've also got cameras elsewhere throughout this week and next, and you'll be able to find all of that information here. And you'll be able to find the rest of tonight's show here right after this. Don't drive or let your family drive in this or this before doing this. Stopping at Conley Tire in Staffordsville for brakes, oil, alignment, and of course, tires. Thousands of tires in stock every day to fit anything, with 6 months no interest financing and over 33 years of quality service with a smile. Conley Tire in Staffordsville. Colorectal cancer is the number 2 leading cancer death in the U.S., with 90% of new cases in people 50 or older. And while people with family histories have 2 to 3 times greater probability of getting colorectal cancer, 80% of the new cases are in people without a family history. And Hope Family Medical Center wants to remind you that they're here with simple, easy, at-home fit testing so you can get the reassurance you need if you're over 50 or have a family history of colorectal cancer or just want to be sure. It's another way that Hope Family Medical Center wants you to be healthy. Call or come in today. Ultra low carb and ultra tasty doesn't come together very often, but it has at your Sagersville Lee's with our new low carb plate. With tender all-white breast strips oven roasted in our famous spices, our famous green beans, and our new ham-seasoned cooked cabbage. And for a limited time, get $2 off with a coupon in this week's edition of the Sagersville Independent. That's right, save $2 and eat just about as many carbs at your Sagersville Lee's famous recipe. It's a new day of deals every day at Parkway Gun and Pawn with an always new selection of like new musical instruments, power and hand tools, not to mention jewelry, games, guns and ammo, and popular hard to find electronics from Guitar Hero to amps to a pro quality karaoke machine just in. It's all here today, gone tomorrow for pennies on the dollar at Parkway Gun and Pawn.
Car wrecks, truck wreck, disability, workers' comp, slip and fall, wrongful death. Your case matters to you.
Your case matters to us. Contact McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville. 349-8785. Spring's here, well, at the seasonal shop with new arrivals in every department like women's mud pie and Charlie Page clothes, the perfect addition to your wardrobe. And Simply Southern is simply fully stocked, and they've got a lot of new items, new short sleeve tees, key rings, planners, caps, wallets, purses, and more. And speaking of more, Mary Square is at the shop. This beautiful line makes a perfect gift or a great way to brighten your day, featuring everything from Bible covers to notebooks to lanyards, badge holders, bottles, cups, and ID holders. And their home decor section is absolutely filled wall to wall with new arrivals, all to make your house the home you want it to be. All at Fraser's Prater Drugs seasonal shop. An update on the Sagersville man and the latest development in federal court in regards to Mickey Rife's case, who is accused of sexual assault of a child and possibly children between the ages of 4 and 8. Right now, though, the governor and teachers squaring off again at our state's capital for the 4th time in the last 10 days or so. The Jefferson County school system, Kentucky's largest of course, was closed as many of its teachers called in sick, another sick out, so they could go and formally protest at the state's capital. It looked like classes were going to be in session today in Jefferson County, with the system intending to send a smaller delegation of teachers to represent them and their thoughts to Frankfort today. But last night, just after I left you for the early show, Governor Matt Bevin posted a video, a portion of which you'll see here in just a second, that had the title, Sick of Sick Outs. And just a short time later, a decision was made that a large number of teachers would indeed be going back to Frankfort from the Jefferson County School District. Thus, classes were closed again today. The governor going on to post the video in which he said parents are tired of pretending to be sick when you're not sick at the expense of our students. He said it's not about the Kentucky Education Association, which wants to attract attention to themselves. It's about the kids, and people are putting their own interests in front of our students. And he said, as you're about to hear in some more words, that is simply not acceptable.
And the fact that the teachers union in Jefferson County, for example, is pretending that they're not supporting this, but meanwhile are reloading sick day hours into the accounts of teachers so that they can call in sick when they're not sick, walk out on the students when they're not sick, pretend to be doing this for the students when it's not, and then the teachers union pretending, we're not really supportive of this, but don't worry, we'll make you whole and give you some more sick days. This is the kind of stuff that the taxpayers of Kentucky, which is those of you watching this, you should be offended by this. You really should be. And if you're parents whose kids are in school, as I am, you should be offended by this. We have a responsibility to take care of our young people. We just do. It's as simple as that. This isn't that controversial. It shouldn't be. There's no proposals at all other than to actually take care of the obligations we have to our pension, among other things, that anybody should be concerned about. There's no reason to be walking out on students, leaving students in the lurch, hurting them and their parents and the many businesses in Kentucky that are affected by this.
And in response to those remarks and some others, Jefferson County schools were closed again today as a large number of teachers and staff had a renewed reason, they say, to protest. Not just House Bill 205 for the latest example, which would use tax dollars incentives to fund scholarships to private schools, but what KEA President Stephanie Winkler considers an unnecessary attack on all teachers.
We are here mainly in response to our governor's, once again, attack on our professions. It is unnecessary, it's not helpful, and all it does is make us want to mobilize even more. We will not succumb to pressure from anyone to provide for the free and appropriate public education for all Kentucky kids, no matter where their zip code, no matter what opportunities or disadvantages they have. We love all of our students, we love all that they bring, and we deny no one at our doors. And that's what makes public schools great. And we know that this is not about pensions. This is not about people. What this is about is our Constitution and what's right. We have the right to use our voice. We have the right to assemble. We have the right to advocate on behalf of our students and our colleagues for public schools. And we have the right to hold our government officials accountable when we don't agree. And civil discourse is good. It's what this country was founded on. And there is absolutely no reason for someone who sits in the highest elected office of the Commonwealth to degrade or demonize working people that work in all 120 counties of Kentucky.
Now, the good news for those teachers and for the KEA who have been in protest is that the two bills that have been their primary focus points, House Bill 205 and House Bill 525, essentially appear to be dead in the water, and it's unlikely that they're going to pass this year. For House Bill 205, I think this is the third or fourth attempt from its primary sponsor. 205, again, that tax credit, and House Bill 525, the one that would take the Kentucky Education Association's control, or at least some of it, away from the nomination process for members of the Teacher Retirement System's Board of Trustees. Both bills look as though they're not going to pass, but as we have seen before with a sewer bill, need I say more, these teachers are of the like mind that anything could happen, and they're going to stay there, if it appears as though, until they are sure that it's not. I'll be right back. It's tax time, and that means it's time to cut prices at Gateway Motors. Check out this gorgeous 2013 F-150 Crew Cab. Books for over $17,000. Their price $14,900. This 09 one-ton E350 van has got only 119,000 miles on it. They've got it priced at $7,900. It books for over $10,000. Come make them an offer. This 09 Chrysler 300's got leather, nav, heated seats, and more. $4,900. And this 06 Ford Explorer is in great shape. Only 84,000 miles, new tires and more, while they last at Gateway Motors in Sayersville. Check out what's sizzling hot this week at your Sayersville Save-A-Lot. Your choice of Boston butt steaks or country-style ribs in family packs for $129 a pound. And boneless beef ribeyes are on sale for just $5.49 a pound. Pepsi products, 6 packs of bottles, 4 for $10. And big 28-count multi-packs of Frito-Lay chips, $8.99. Cabbage is just 59 cents a head, and gorgeous rainbow peppers are just $2.99 a pound. But you better hurry. These prices are good only through Tuesday, March the 12th at your Sayersville Save-A-Lot, and be sure and visit their new website at savergroup.com. The flu and flu-like illnesses are widespread in Kentucky, and they're not going away anytime soon. So odds are, if you aren't or haven't been sick, you likely will be. And Parkway Pharmacy has exactly what we all need to fight it and any other cold or illness. From immune boosters for adults and children as young as 2 to all-natural homeopathics made right here in the United States of America. They can help prevent you from getting sick or get you fast relief if you already are. With great tasting and easy-taking gummies, powdered mixes, rapid-melting fruity tablets, and syrups at Parkway Pharmacy. Now it's time for a couple of reminders and 1 or 2 new announcements on the Magoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. Still going on the rest of this week, kindergarten registration in Magoffin County. The Sayersville Grade School has kindergarten registration going on all this week, as does North Magoffin Elementary. Call your respective school if you're ready to get your child enrolled for kindergarten, because you have to have a few things together: Social Security card, exams, physical, eye and otherwise, all completed. And Head Start pre-registration is also ongoing this week in McGoffin County as well. You can call the Head Start office at 349-3488. And don't forget, the first official practice for the McGoffin County chapter of our Special Olympics team is this Thursday night at 4:30 at the Track and Field Complex at the McGoffin County football field. And if you have an athlete who's not officially an athlete as of yet, still time to register. Call Circuit Clerk Tanya Ward, McGoffin County PVA Becky Allen, or you can register at soky.org and be there in plenty of time for the first official practice. And their first meet or competition is coming up pretty soon in April. And North McGoffin Elementary's Site-Based Council, I am told, will meet in regular session tomorrow, 4:30, in the school's conference room. I'll have this on your screen next week, but the Water into Wine Food Pantry will be distributing next week, next Wednesday and Thursday, and I'll remind you about that. And this is how you get announcements just like these on the show, birthdays and anniversaries too. And now we'll go to tonight's obituaries. They're brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. 74-year-old Ray Patrick of Royalton, preceded in death by his wife, Eileen Fletcher Patrick, passed away this week, survived by his son Anthony and daughter Deborah Scarberry. He was also preceded in death by daughter Tammy Patrick. Funeral services in his honor will be held this Thursday at 1 o'clock at the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Visitation continues this evening and all day tomorrow in his honor. Drusilla Lear Gwen Compton, 40, of Winchester, passed away on March the 6th, survived by her husband Charles Compton and son Charles Compton II, and daughters Jasmine Lancaster and Alexandria Compton. Visitation will be after 5 tomorrow and prior to Thursday's services that start at 11 o'clock on that morning at the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Sue Ann Honaker Reisner, 85, of Burning Fork, passed away on yesterday. She was preceded in death by her husband Earl Reisner and is survived by her sons Tim Honaker and Brian Reisner of Sagersville, daughters Cheryl Fletcher, Sharon Lemaster, and Diane Howard of Sagersville as well. Funeral services for Sue Ann Reisner are going to be held this Friday at the Bradley Free Will Baptist Church in Sagersville, and the family will welcome friends for visitation Thursday evening after 6. The Sagersville Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And lastly tonight, 76-year-old Irvin Allen Jr. of Long Creek Road passed away earlier today. He was the husband of Ethel Mae Brown Allen, who preceded him in death. Arrangements are being made at this hour and to be announced soon by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. At Sagersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sagersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sagersville National.
It's taking over. There's no escape. You better get moving. Ready or not, it's about to go down. Here it comes now. Get ready. Get ready. Moving. Ready or not, get ready.
Hi, I'm attorney Jeff Lovely. When hiring an attorney, experience does matter. For over 20 years, I've been representing clients throughout Eastern Kentucky. We are a full-service law firm, representing clients who've been injured in car accidents or at work, representing clients who need to file bankruptcy, representing clients who've been charged with a crime. For all your legal needs, contact my office when it matters. We have 2 locations for your convenience. In Sayersville at 349-4522 and West Liberty at 743-1965.
The former Sagersville man facing federal charges related to sex crimes involving minors while he lived and worked as a teacher in Cambodia is now, and is still, as he has been for the past several days, asking to be released on bond. A decision has not been returned on that request by the court. There have been a few other developments, however, in the case against 35-year-old Mickey Rye, formerly of Sagersville, who was accused by Homeland Security of violating federal laws. concerning engaging in illicit sexual conduct in foreign places. The criminal complaint, which was filed back in January, alleges while he was a teacher in Cambodia over the course of a period of years from September of 2012 until December of this past year, he sexually assaulted a 5-year-old girl, and that investigation has led to allegations, and the government says evidence that he also sexually assaulted several other girls in that school as well over the course of that time, and he was subsequently indicted on February the 7th on 2 counts of engaging in illicit sexual conduct in foreign places with a minor. On February the 27th, a judge in the case filed a response to the defense's motion reiterating the findings, describing the interviews that they had done and conducted with the victims and the victims' parents as for a reason to him be held and not be released pending a danger to the public. A jury trial has also been set for the case for April the 9th, not too awfully far away. Now, in the most recent development, Rife's counsel says that they believe that he may be suffering from a mental disease or defect, rendering him mentally incompetent to the extent that he is unable to understand the nature and consequences of the proceedings against him, and he cannot properly assist in his defense. Taking that into consideration, the court has granted a competency hearing for Rife to take place no later than 10 days from the issuance of that order. With that said, we'll go on right now to your, well, last order of business is a not so shabby weather forecast. We are now, just barely a little more than a week away from the official start of spring, and here's hoping, maybe for once in a long time, that the calendar and Mother Nature will get on the same page. Yeah, a few tweaks, and they're not for the best. They're not all bad, just not all for the best. 34 degrees tonight, partly cloudy and calm winds for the rest of your Tuesday. For your tomorrow, we will get close to that 60-degree threshold, and we will not see, it looks as though, as much sunshine as I thought we would 24 hours ago. I think we're going to see partly cloudy skies tonight, just continue to increase to mostly cloudy tomorrow, although it's going to be nice and mild. 68 and a low of 53 tomorrow night. While shower chances still continue to look to work their way into the picture during the overnight tomorrow, 20% after 2 a.m., and then a likelihood with all that warm air on Thursday, we'll also see showers, possibly thunderstorms, and winds out of the south with this next system. Maybe 7, maybe up to 26 mile per hour gusts at times, but 73 and 51, windy and wet and possibly stormy for your Thursday. Thursday night, same scenario until late, and then Friday, showers are likely up until early morning, maybe mid-morning, upwards of 10 or 11, and then I think we'll start to see the skies part and mostly sunny skies, and we'll go back down to the 50s at 58. And then we'll see a bit of a break for the rest of Friday, but then another chance of showers Friday nights is still in the setup, but like I said last night, this is a kind of a glancing blow, only a 20% chance, and only for a narrow window of, say, 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Saturday morning, so not a big weather maker. The good news out of all this is the weekend still looks nice. On the cool side, 45 and mostly sunny on your Saturday and 49 and sunny on your Sunday. A tiny chance of showers Sunday night, another blip on the picture, so to speak, but I think we'll start off next week with mostly sunny on your Monday and close to 50, sunny and 52 on your Tuesday. So really, all in all, with the exception of a few tiny chances of rain during the overnight, from Friday night through next Tuesday, we're going to see some pretty nice conditions. And that's going to wrap it up with the exception of saying this. I'll see you back here tomorrow for more local news you're only going to see here, as well as a glimpse as to what's coming out in this week's edition of the Sagersville Independent. And remember, you can catch all of Your News Today in its entirety on our YouTube channel and on our website, yournewstoday.com and SagersvilleIndependent.com. They both addresses take you to the same site. But nevertheless, you can catch our programming here at any time very easily on our website or our YouTube channel. Check it out and be sure to let, of course, all of our sponsors know you're watching and reading every chance you get. I'll see you back here tomorrow night.